Yo, what is up, legends? My name is Wikus and welcome to the Week Trading channel. Now, as you can see, I don't have a video on this week as I have a family member visiting me for the next month. So recording videos in the studio room will not be, as I had to make sure that family member is comfortable in my house. So for the next few weeks, let's just do the videos like this. No camera, just a simple analysis of the charts and see how far we can get. But before I take too much of the time, let's get straight into the market. So in last week's video, I explained that we don't know if the market is going to go bullish or bearish, and we should wait for a bit more confirmation to know exactly what's going to happen in the market. Now, looking on the weekly, we just have to keep this area in mind still. If we look at this movement here, we've got this massive resistance zone that was broken 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago and then moved up on the weekly pattern, and then this week we closed off with this nice bearish candle. Now, keeping all these areas in mind, I'm going to mark that one as well. I'm just going to block that off. And we go down to the daily and we have a look at what we see on the daily. Now, if you remember about 3 weeks ago, I said that we should keep this area in mind as well, as it was a random area of support that was formed in the market and might very possibly give us some supports or resistance in the future again. So we just have to box that small area off to make sure that we know that area is in existence and we need to keep it in the back of our mind. Now, looking at what the daily did before we started moving in a bearish pattern, we had this spinning tops that formed there, bullish engulfing, where we closed on the Friday, and the Monday a bit more bullish momentum, and from Tuesday we started moving bearish. Now, if you remember, I said that this candle is not enough confirmation that we are going to move bullish because we did not break above that specific area that I marked off. And what happened on Tuesday, we broke through, or Monday we broke through the area, but on Tuesday we broke below it. So what essentially would have happened if we went bullish, we would have stayed above that red line, and then on Tuesday we would have retested it and then see a continuation to the top. But because the market broke down below it again, the possibilities of moving bearish from that specific zone is bigger. So you can see this movement, this bull momentum out of it, as a bit of a fake out in the market. Now, we do now know that this area is a bear area, a bearish resistance zone, and we can keep that in mind. So what we can do now in this area is basically mark off this zone as well and keep it there as a bearish resistance zone, and keep that one there as well for now, and just obviously keep that in mind when the market starts moving again towards those zones. Okay, now if we look at this specific pattern that the market went up here, there's a couple of areas that we can now use to our advantage to look for supports. And if you are in a sell trade, I believe most retail traders that understands analyzing the market will most probably be in a sell trade. I've got a couple of trades that's running in the profits on this sell that I got in. Actually, to show you, I got in my first one was around about here on the big sell. I got a little small sells down here. I got broke even on a couple of buys as well that went up, but I got into here. And on Friday, I started working in my workshop at home, and I didn't keep my eye on the market, and I got broke even on that one. And eventually, when I picked up my phone, I went back to the charts. I saw that I got broke even on this one, and the market moved down. So eventually, when the market came back up to this specific area, because this is also a very important area, if you mark it off in the market, that's basically where our consolidation zone started, forming resistance and supports. I basically got back into a sell at this area and I drove this one down, and I'm still holding it over the weekend. Now, if you are in a sell and you want to know where exactly you can start looking for taking profits, you can use the daily candles as your profit zones. So the first profit, if you're not a hype or if you're not an intraday trader but more a scalper, you could have taken profit at the bottom of this week. We can start looking for profits at that one. So let me just make this line a different color to use that as a profit indicator. So we could have used that one. We could have used this one here And we can now go a bit lower. We can use this one here. We can even use the one below it, just below it, that area there, or we can use this area here, or we can look at this box that was formed about 3 weeks ago, where we got random supports in the middle of a massive bull momentum push. So at this stage, I'm still holding my trades. I've got my TP zone roundabout at this box, but that doesn't say I'm definitely going to hold it to that area. I am waiting for the perfect support zone to form in the market and see what happens. Now, if we go down to lower time frames, let's go to the 4 hour, just have a look roundabout here. We can start to see that the market started forming a bit of support and resistance zones here on the 4 hour. So it is possible that the market can find its supports at this area here, as we see the touch, that wick touch of that area, and then a jump back up. It is possible. And if the market continues down, we can use these areas here. Now, going to the 1 hour, just to have a look at ABCD patterns as the market starts playing out. If you use the ABCD patterns, your ABCD pattern would have probably looked like something like this. So we've got the start here at the top, we've got the bottom here, and then this one, this drawdown, and there's this one, and then a higher high. So if we follow the ABCD patterns, this area should have closed lower below that one to show that we are going to continue bearish again. But we made a double bottom and then a continuation to that area. But we did not close above this area at any stage. So if we mark off that area there, let's just use a green line. We mark off that area and we mark off that area here at the bottom, round about there. We stayed within these areas, showing that the initial ABCD pattern did not break and complete, because there is no completion of an ABCD pattern inside of this area, and that's why expecting to sell from this specific zone would have been a wise thing to do, following ABCD patterns and looking for the previous high in an unbroken ABCD pattern to get into a trade and drive the trade down. And that is also why I got into this sell here, because we went up, but we got enough resistance from this specific area to see that the market wants to continue down. So I didn't expect it to go up again. I expected it to go down after this one. Okay, so following that ABCD patterns, this one is obviously broken, and now we are following the new ABCD pattern to see how low this one goes, pulls up and possibly goes down again, or maybe turn around and form a new ABCD pattern on the bullish trend. If we go to the daily, just to have a look at what the daily is showing us on this ABCD patterns, we take our fib from the bottom, fib to the top, and we use this area. So these areas here are not within my 38.2 zone, this area as well, and this area as well. So I'm going to remove them because they can't fall within my pattern of looking for trades. So the start of my ABCD patterns is at 38.2 and the end of my ABCD patterns is at 88.6. So anywhere between this area and this area is where I can start looking for my trend to reverse again and go bullish. And that's why I mark off my support and resistance zones, and then I start looking for my candle confirmations on the market. So at this stage, I'm holding TP to round about this box, but I'll see what happens in this area. But I will then not go immediately into a buy, as there is no support within my 38.2 and 88.6 box. So I will not go into a buy before we get into this box and form enough supports at either one of these major areas that's been marked off. If we break below this red line here, we can possibly look for another one. Let me just do this quickly. We can look for another support zone here. As you can see, resistance, support, breakout there, and not another retest here. So this area can very possibly give us another good support zone for the market to grab up. If that is the case, you can get yourself ready for a massive swing trade from that area and drive the market up to 9,000 per trade. That's very possible. It can happen. So let's see what happens in the market. It's basic. You stick to ABCD patterns, use the supports and resistance zones, and you be patient and wait for the market to show you that the market wants to play out. If this area did confuse you, here's another trick when it comes to consolidation zones. If this consolidation zone did confuse you and you didn't know how to trade it, what you always can do in consolidation zones is look for the lowest spots of the consolidation zone on a lower time frame. It will give you a clear indication. So we've got that area there, and then we've got a wrong button, that area there, and we've got that area there, round about there. And if you don't know how to trade within consolidation box, trade it from the bottom to the top. That's 1,430 pips that you can trade. And when it comes to the top, you get a bit of resistance, trade it to the bottom again, and only trade within the box until we break out of the box and stay out of the box. Now, if the box is only trending on the 1 hour, keep your eye on the breakouts for the 1 hour. But if we look at this specific area, we've got a consolidation that formed on the daily. So essentially, you would want to trust the daily to give you the final say if we are outside of the box or not. So we got a breakout, as you can see on the daily here. If I replay the market to this specific area, go to my daily, as you can see, we got the breakout of the box and then a closure inside of the box, showing that the market is actually more bullish or bearish than bullish. We got a bit of support and then a break back into the box. So essentially what you could have done then is look for a trade from this area again. Stop loss right about there. If you're willing to hold that 350 pips, that is perfectly fine with my trades. Look for a trade around about there to the bottom of the box and let the market come and fetch you and take you into profits eventually and start using your trades like that. So that is how you trade consolidation box without faking it out or losing or blowing your account. Do not get into a trade in the middle of the consolidation box, as there's always a 50% chance for the market to move up to the top or down to the bottom of the box. So you always use the top and the bottom for the consolidation box. And remember, when the box is broken, you wait for a perfect retest of that specific area and let the market then show you as to where it wants to go and move and get into a trade. So if we basically go down to the lower time frames, in this specific area, we have not retested this box yet, but on the 1 hour. But if you go to the 5 minute, there's this very strong possibility that the market actually retested it. It did not retest it. So we got a bit of support and then a breakout, and the market actually just smashed down. So yeah, that is just a bit of a tip how I trade consolidation zones. I don't let it affect me because the consolidation zone is essentially just part of ABCD pattern playing out. Once again, I said it in 2 or 3 videos ago as well. Okay, so what I'm doing at this stage, what I'm waiting for this week, is to see what the week wants to hold for us. For now, we are bearish. There is obviously a possibility that the market can immediately go bullish, as we did find supports here at this specific area, but I'm not convinced yet. I think there is more bear momentum in the market. We might have a bit of a push up to this specific area on the bull trend. If we look on the consolidation box, bit of a push up to this specific area and then a continuation down. So for now, chilling it out, holding that sell, see how far it can go, how far I can go into profits on that one before I start looking for buys again. I hope this video helped you guys. If you got any questions, pop me a comment down below. Please be so kind to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell notification to be notified when I upload more videos to YouTube. And yeah, have a legendary week. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.